and welcome back to Get the Book, the channel that helps you read more and hopefully read better. This week I have not one but two book recommendations for you. How to Relax and How to Love by the Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh. In case you'd like to get details about just one of these books, timestamps will be given below in the description box as well as the comment section. However, if you want details on both these books, let's begin by giving you some information about the author. Thich Nhat Hanh is a Vietnamese Buddhist monk and peace activist. He has published more than 130 books, out of which over 100 have been in English and have sold more than 5 million copies worldwide. In 1967, he was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize by none other than the Nobel laureate Martin Luther King Jr. The reason I chose these two books for these particular topics is because of Thich Nhat Hanh's sheer simplicity in explanation. Now, Albert Einstein said that if you cannot explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. So many books out there on meditation, life and love are very complex, full of these abstract thoughts that cannot be applied in day-to-day life. Thich Nhat Hanh's How To series, on the other hand, is very easy to understand and can be practically applied to anybody's life. So let's begin with an introduction and understanding of the How to Relax book. I chose How to Relax for two reasons. A, the global pandemic, which is still ongoing, has been very stressful for every single person on the face of this earth. And B, I have noticed that there is a constant promotion of the hustle lifestyle. As a society, we have glorified constantly being on the go, pushing one's limits, the lack of rest. While it's important to, work hard, it's also very important to give people the tools they require in order to cope with the pressures that come with constantly being on the go. So what should you expect from How to Relax? This book is a how-to guide on meditation and mindfulness. The book begins with these words. You don't need to set aside special time for resting and relaxing. You don't need a special pillow or any fancy equipment. You don't need a whole hour. In fact, now is a very good time to relax. I have often seen that the mere thought of meditation actually stresses people out, and that's probably because so many people out there have portrayed meditation to be this complex concept. Through this book, you will realize that meditation can be as simple as just focusing on your breath. The author says, your breathing is a stable, solid ground where you can take refuge. No matter what thoughts, emotions, and perceptions are going on inside you, your breath is always there like a faithful friend. Whenever you are carried away by thinking, overwhelmed by strong emotions, or feeling restless and dispersed, return to your breathing. Bring your body and mind together and anchor your mind. Become aware of the air coming in and going out of your body. With awareness of the breath, our breathing naturally becomes light, calm, and peaceful. At any time of the day or night, whether you are walking, driving, working in the garden, or sitting at the computer, you can return to the peaceful refuge of your breath. In this book, you will also find a step-by-step guide on how to create your meditation practice. So let's see what the author has to say about that. When we begin practicing awareness of our breath, the breathing may not be very peaceful. It may be rushed, uneven, or shallow. This is because of the tensions in our body and the sadness and other preoccupations in our mind. Therefore, our breathing isn't peaceful. Breathing in and out, we concentrate just on our breathing. If we continue to practice awareness of breathing, our breathing becomes gentle, deeper, more peaceful, and the state of dispersion in our mind ceases. Here are 3 exercises to bring peace to the breath. First is to recognize the in-breath as in-breath and the out-breath as an out-breath. The second is to recognize the length of the in-breath and the out-breath. The third is to focus on the breath all the way through. This is concentration. We just observe the breath. We never force it. We allow it to be natural. With awareness of breathing, our breathing naturally becomes deeper, slower, and more peaceful. This is then followed by 3 mantras that can be used in this meditation practice in these 3 simple steps. Another wonderful aspect about how to relax is that it breaks common misconceptions about mindfulness, which unfortunately now has been reduced to a buzzword. Other than meditation and mindfulness, it also deals with various issues like how to let go, how to cultivate clarity and concentration, as well as how to master the art of being fully present. Now, there are a number of concepts that I found interesting in the book that I'd like to share with you. So let's begin. Many people have the desire to let go, but they are not able to do so because they don't yet have enough insight. They haven't seen any other alternatives, other doorways to peace and happiness. Fear is an element that prevents us from letting go. We are fearful that if we let go, we'll have nothing else to cling to. Letting go is a practice. It is an art. One day, when you're strong enough and determined enough, you'll let go of the afflictions that make you suffer. This is on effortlessness. Do we need to make a special effort to see the beauty of the blue sky? Do we have to practice to be able to enjoy it? No, we just enjoy it. Every second, every minute of our lives can be like that. Wherever we are at any time, we have the capacity to enjoy the sunshine, the presence of each other, even the sensation of our breathing. We don't need to go to China to enjoy the blue sky. We don't need to travel into the future to enjoy our breathing. We can be in touch with these things right now. It would be a pity if we were only aware of suffering. This is a very interesting story. One day the Buddha was sitting, having a silent lunch together with his monks in the woods. A farmer came hurrying by and asked, "Dear monks, have you seen any of my cows? They have all left me this morning. If I don't have my cows, how can I live? Insects have eaten my fields of sesame. I couldn't harvest anything. I cannot live. I think I will kill myself." The Buddha said, "Dear friend, we've been sitting here for a while and we haven't seen any cows pass by. Maybe you can look in another direction." So the farmer left. The Buddha turned to his monks and said, "Dear monks, we are very lucky. You are very lucky. You don't have any cows to lose. A cow stands for something we need to let go of. Our idea of happiness is a cow. And it's because of this idea of happiness that we cannot be happy. Each one of us needs to sit down with a piece of paper and write down the names of all our cows. Amongst them are the ideas of happiness. We get caught and we suffer. We struggle with all these things, but we don't have the capacity to let them go. How many cows do we have? Sometimes we see that one page is not enough for us to write down the name of all our cows. The truth is, if you let go of these cows, you will be lighter and your happiness will be much greater. Let go of that happiness, joy and peace. Let go so that happiness, joy and peace can be possible. So these are some interesting pieces from How to Read. There is a lot more in here. And at the end of the book, you will find 8 simple meditations that can be easily applied to your life and lifestyle. All in all, if you're looking for something that will help you cultivate clarity, concentration, awareness, sleep better, and help you take full control of your own happiness, then How to Relax is the book for you. Now let's begin with some details about how to love. There is only one reason why I have chosen this book, and that is because relationships are hard and we could all use some help in the love department. So what should you expect from this book? Well, How to Love talks about the spiritual aspect of love and not just the romantic aspect that all the movies talk about and then mess with our heads. So this book begins with these words. If you pour a handful of salt into a cup of water, the water becomes undrinkable. But if you pour the salt into a river, people can continue to draw the water to cook, wash, and drink. The river is immense and it has the capacity to receive, embrace, and transform. When our hearts are small, our understanding and compassion are limited and we suffer. We cannot accept or tolerate others and their shortcomings, and we demand that they change. But when our hearts expand, these same things don't make us suffer anymore. We have a lot of understanding and compassion and can embrace others. We accept others as they are, and then they have a chance to transform. So the big question is, how do we help our hearts to grow? How to Love teaches us how to recognize true love and what the 4 important elements of true love are. On page 18, the author says, the 4 elements of true love. True love is made of 4 elements: loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity. In Sanskrit, these are Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, and Upeksha. If your love contains these elements, it will be healing and transforming, and it will have the elements of holiness in it. True love has the power to heal and transform any situation and bring deep meaning to our lives. After this, the author goes on to give a detailed description on all these 4 elements. Other than this, you will also learn through the book the importance of self-love and self-acceptance, as well as the role that it plays in developing meaningful relationships with others. It is important to note that this guide is not just about love and loving relationships with your significant other. It deals with love in all relationships. Now, this could be the love you share with your parents, your siblings, your friends, or even your own children. An important concept throughout the book is the importance of communication. In terms of communication, the author says, to love without knowing how to love wounds the person that we love. To know how to love someone, we have to understand them. And to understand them, we need to listen. That person may be your partner, your friend, your sibling, or your child. You can ask, dear one, do you think I understand you enough? Please tell me your difficulties, your suffering, and your deepest wishes. Then the other person has an opportunity to open their hearts. Through How to Love, you will be given concepts that will help you recognize a true partner and how to deal with issues like anger, disagreement, and resentment when they start to plague a relationship. On page 104, the author says, Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, the author of The Little Prince, wrote that love does not consist in gazing at each other, but in looking outward in the same direction. But when 2 people suffer and look in the same direction, it is often the direction of the television. Over time, looking at each other and speaking with each other has become difficult and no longer brings joy. Disagreements have gone unresolved and tensions and unhappiness continue to grow. How can we bring love and happiness back into the relationship? First, we need to reflect on how we have contributed to the situation. Then we need to have the courage to turn off the television and take time to speak and listen to each other. As a true lover, the direction you look in is into peace. Other concepts that you will find in the book are forgiveness, accountability, how to feed love and help it grow, as well as a list of 20 questions that will help you look deeper into your existing relationships. How to Love ends with a practical guide that will help you nourish true love. It includes 6 communication prompts, awareness building exercises, as well as meditations that can help you foster love and compassion. So if you are on the lookout for a book that is simple but will help you build stronger relationships with others as well as yourself, then How to Love is the book for you. So these were my recommendations for this week: how to relax and how to love. If you have found this video to be beneficial, please don't forget to like, comment and share. And until next week when I'm back with a new recommendation, keep reading, keep shining and stay safe.